Hi, everybody. Auntie speaks. Welcome back. Sorry, I've been kind of out of it for a while. But I want to talk about Jordan Neely. The Federalist has published a wonderful, wonderful article about what is happening in America today. How did we get to a point where we venerate a criminal and we demonize a hero? Okay. Now, the author of this is Peachy Keenan, which that is a pseudonym, I'm sure. But she's going to really show us what is going on. Okay. So let me pull it up for us. Okay, guys, here we go. The lesson of Jordan Neely: your courage and sacrifice will be punished. Okay. Young American men will be taught the hard way that selfishness, courage, and their masculine instinct will get them 20 to life in prison. Yeah? Sound good? Yeah, it sounds great. When Neely died at the hospital, all hell broke loose. This is not the first time a courageous man minding his own business has put himself in danger to protect others. It's happened many times, in fact. Toxic masculinity has saved more lives than penicillin. But in this case, the erratic lunatic was black. The courageous restrainer was not just white, but blonde and handsome. And worst of all, the lunatic shuffled off his mortal coil when he arrived at the hospital. Inevitably, the left's muscle memory of how politically lucrative George Floyd's 2020 death was for them kicked in. The Floyd playbook could be run. AOC fired up her Twitter and called his death a murder, quote unquote. Al Sharpton is polishing his diamond cufflinks before his press conference. Neely's cousins are getting fitted for new suits, you know, those lawsuits, right? Before their Oval Office visit, Nancy Pelosi has ordered a solid gold casket and a white horse-drawn carriage for the funeral, which will be held after Neely lies in state in the Capitol. Of course, this is all hyperbole. But kente cloth scarves are being passed out in the old executive office building. Kamala Harris's speechwriter is ripping nitrous balloons as he crafts her eulogy. The whole band is getting back together. Weakness is strength. Courage is hatred. What a great line. In the aftermath, I tweeted this: strong men, brave enough to intervene publicly when a deranged lunatic is terrifying people, are going to be rounded up first. This is brilliant strategy for the regime. Pick off the bravest, the most selfless heroes first. Leave the cowards behind who will fall in line fast. Yeah? Sounds pretty accurate. The worse the subway Vikings fate is, the less likely any of us, the sane ones, will be tempted to lift a finger when they come for us, our friends, or our neighbors. If the Viking gets 20 years on Rikers Island, plus some prison rapes and beatings for good measure as the guards look the other way, that'll teach you boys a lesson. Yeah? You know, there was a famous phrase in Nazi Germany. First, they came for the mentally handicapped, and I wasn't mentally handicapped, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the gypsies, but I wasn't a gypsy, so I didn't say anything. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Jew. And then they came for me. Yeah? Sound good? Since literally the morning that first European settlers set foot in a brave new country, the ethos drilled into American men is to be strong, be brave, and be prepared to protect and defend your family, your homestead, and your fellow man. This is what men are for, after all. This is why God made them stronger than women. Well, Them's fighting words now. Those biceps are not just for deadlifting. Their main purpose is twofold: wielding a spear for the hunt and wielding your fist or a sword for defense. It feels like Good Samaritan laws have gone in and out of favor over time in America. For many years after 9/11, no able-bodied man boarded an airplane without first preparing himself to tackle a terrorist if he had to. Does that happen anymore? Or would the passengers laugh and whip out their phones as the terrorist slit a flight attendant's throat? You would not go to jail for watching someone beat another person to death as you stream it through live on social media. That is perfectly acceptable now, even encouraged. But every normal man I know would be unable to stand and watch a psycho assaulting an innocent stranger. My future husband once threw the first punch in a bloody fist fight against a much larger, much drunker man who persisted in harassing me and getting in my face late at night outside a bar in New York City. My husband won, so I married him soon after. You won't get into trouble for being a coward. As an avid Twitter user, I probably have seen a dozen graphic videos a week of men doing the opposite, standing idly by, shouting approval and laughing, cameras out, as violent individuals assault, beat, rape, shoot innocent strangers. This violence is almost exclusively black on white or black on Asian. In April, such a video made national news. A terrified young woman in downtown Chicago is knocked down and stomped on by a large mob during a quote-unquote teenage takeover of the city. Were all the videos showing the white on black and white on Asian stompings? Where are all those videos? I'm sure if they existed, AOC herself would be tweeting them out 24/7. In this terrible, ugly, upside down, zero trust society I've been forced to raise a family in, I have developed new survival rules. I've instructed my husband and son to be cowards. That's right, to do nothing if they are in a situation where a dangerous psycho is threatening violence to a stranger. I've begged them to sit on their hands, to be one of the people who just watches, runs away, or calls 911. It goes against every chivalry instinct in their bodies, but I do not want them dead or in jail. Instead of being hailed as heroes for saving some old lady's life, they will be tried as killers and put away for life. My teenage son informed me he won't go along with my surrender monkey ethos, which I've never heard of that before, but okay, and is prepared to defend himself and others if he has to. This is a dangerous virtue for a boy to have in a blue city in 2023. What a sad thing to say. But is she right? I think she is. Does he want his mother to get gray hair? Doesn't he know how much good hair colorists cost these days? I failed as a mother because I forgot to teach my sons to be cowards. This week's watershed event in New York City, F-Train, illustrates the black-pilling utility of my new rules. Quote, son, you see that damsel in distress over there getting her teeth kicked out by that filthy homeless man? You just sit tight and get off at the next stop and tell the nearest social worker it's not your problem. Right? It's not your problem. Guys, we've got a serious issue. We are now breeding a society where we are telling them that criminals are great. When the criminal rapes and murders and robs people, it's not their fault. No. We're going to arrest them and we're going to charge them no bail. And then we're going to release them to offend the population over and over again. That's what they do, is offend. That's what it's called, an offense against the public. That's what a crime is. This particular gentleman was arrested 42 times. He pronounced loudly, I want food. I don't care if I go to jail. Basically, I'm going to threaten you and you're not going to do anything about it. And what did the New York public do? They immediately started tweeting against the hero, against the man who was defending the public. Because who else is going to defend the public? Who? Cops? Are you kidding me? You think they're going to attack someone, especially if they're African American? Do you want them to lose their job? Do you want them to go to jail? I'm sick of this. We are venerating criminals. And we are demonizing heroes. It's time for the public to stand up. It's time for them to start saying, no, whatever happened to 3 strikes, you're out. If you're arrested 3 times, you're going straight to jail. No pass go, no collect $200, no bail, no nothing. You go to jail. How can someone have 42 arrests in 10 years? All right, guys, that's it for me. This article basically outlines what is wrong with our society. We let bad guys out of jail to terrorize the public. And then when a good Samaritan stops them from terrorizing the public, we demonize that hero. Could we bring back sanity? Could we bring back the adults? New York, it's your own fault. You keep voting for these jokers. I don't know, maybe try something different. How about a Giuliani? You want to bring Giuliani back? Yeah, he cleaned up the city in about, 3 years? And the murder rate and all the crime rate was lower than it had ever been? I don't know, you New York, maybe you should try that. Rest of the country, all you big cities, do you want to try maybe voting for a law and order candidate? Maybe? Okay. Thanks, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.